On Snowball Earth, resources are so scarce, nothing can be left to go to waste. That includes food, which is more than 60% spoiled. Welcome, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are back with more Vintage Stories Snowball Earth. And we are well into the series. If you've missed any of the episodes, I've got a link to the playlist down below in the description for you. But we are here in the little hut that I've built. Replaced our little igloo, which was right over there. Of course, it's been totally taken down now, and we're living in a proper building. That's right. I've even started to extend it over here. I just did a little bit of work off camera. I didn't venture out or anything like that. I was too scared to die without you guys there. But I did go out and I did stick at home and kind of just build up the walls a little bit. Yeah, of course I ran out of wood, so we're going to have to go cut down a few more pine trees in order to get this roof up, but everything's pretty much where it goes. You can see we've got our nice limestone gravel floor here, and let's see, what time is it? Okay, it's 4 a.m., so morning. I think we ought to pop downstairs and check out some of our underground growing, see how that's happening, see how the progress is going with it. Since it is morning time, now's our best option, but my partially rotten stew is almost done, so I'm just going to pull this off the stove and then we'll pop below ground. Alright, we are down below ground. It seems darker in here than normal, but I've got the oil lamps going. Yeah, nonetheless, someone did comment and say that I might need to put more light down here. Fortunately, I still don't have anything better than oil lamps and raw torches, so we are coming down here quite often. I think I'll just leave the torches, see how that goes, and of course I can change them every day. Now we have some carrots. These were some of the first things that we planted. Let's see, where's my watering can? There we go. Yeah, we're going to want to water all this stuff, make sure that moisture is at 100%. Really trying to just give these plants the best possible environment. Obviously, this is not the best environment, but here on Snowball Earth, there is no real good place to grow crops. And of course, all of these seeds were retrieved from tree hollows. There are literally no wild crops in this world. There might be some in like the warmer parts of the world. I'm not sure about that. We might have to explore. Maybe we'll find some near the equator, but this is, just a result of some really, really lucky finds. But we're still looking for some oak trees too. We're kind of stuck without leather at the moment, so that's a bad thing. But hey, I think we're eventually going to have some grain and veg, so we got to look on the bright side, don't we? Alright, we are back on the surface, and as you can see, I'm pretty low on wood, as I mentioned. I'm going to grab my sticks, and we're going to make some ladders, because we're going out. We're going to venture out, get a little bit of wood. I'd really like to finish this off soon. I do kind of need a roof over this so that our molds and stuff are nice and secure from the weather, but that's not the really important thing. Getting wood is just going to be part of a side adventure, because the real goal today is to find magnetite. Look at that. So this is our highest reading of magnetite here, 2.86. I'm not real familiar with this stuff. I mean, in all my previous playthroughs, I've always gotten my iron through hematite ore. Obviously, it'll be the same iron in the end, but it might be smaller quantity, because typically hematite spawns in large amounts. So I'm not sure. Oh, part of the mountain just phased out. A little bit glitchy today. I hope there's no invisible T-Rexes or bears in front of me, but we'll just have to find out. We're going to go down to the lake, I think. Yeah. With this ice, it's literally safer to just like skate over the ice here in the lake. There's too many bears up top. And of course, going through the forest, there's just too much undergrowth. But yeah, the world's acting a little bit laggy today. Not to worry, that won't stop us from adventuring. And I might end up getting a little wet here. Let's see, yeah, we're August 1st, so it is still the summertime here on Snowball Earth. And I tell you, I don't think we've fully experienced like a true winter yet here, even though, of course, it's permanent winter. What is this over here? Oh, it's a seashell. Interesting. Yeah, I remember seeing those. Those will spawn on the ice occasionally, then the ice melts and they're just left hovering. But let's see. Do we see any more of those nice red cedars too? This was kind of the location I found them. I think that's one dead ahead. Yeah, we're going to chop that down. Like I said, wood is kind of a side quest, but it's still part of the quest. Yeah, this is nice. I don't think we're going to build a roof out of this, but you know what I was thinking is I might make some beams and then use those beams as a bit of an accent. It's something I see a lot of the folks on my multiplayer server do, some really talented builders and stuff there, so it's always good to steal ideas from them, so to speak. But I don't have a lot of the red cedar, so we're just going to have to use it as detailing, essentially. Alright, well, that high magnetite reading is just dead ahead. It's the lime green one right there. Can't remember exactly. I think there's a cave or something we delved into. Let's go back in that cave. Normally I'd probably take a few other readings. Oh, shoot, there's a bear right there. I literally just saw that in my peripheral. Brown bear. Holy crap, he's close too. Right there. I think we spooked him or something. I don't know. He didn't attack me, but I saw him running. He might have been chasing that bird over there. Okay, this is bad. Dang it. Now he's going to sleep. Well, I do want to go below ground here. Yeah, I was going to say this is a good enough reading to actually just sink a shaft. Like normally, if we're lower than this, I might try a few other readings, but that is pretty good. So this bear is sitting right on top of our potential hematite. I think I'll just kind of tower away from him a little bit. Then maybe we can hop down and just run below. Of course, it's going to be nerve-wracking getting out of here. Yeah, let's just jump down. This is why I have to keep like a full stack of dirt at all times. Alright, so we're not perfectly safe, but this is better. Alright, offhands. I've got some ladders. Of course, I got the dirt, and we are playing on a Homo sapiens map, so for anybody who's maybe tuning in new, let's see, I need to mark this so I don't forget. But, yeah, there's not going to be any drifters, boat torrents, nothing nasty like that. In fact, the caves are going to be one of the safest places in this world for us. So we can kind of just leisurely explore around. And yeah, I'm going to mark it with a few torches just so I can get out of here easily. All right. Yeah, let me throw down some ladders and I'm going to start exploring, taking some sampling. Hopefully we get lucky and just find some raw hematite ore sticking right out of the wall. Okay, whoopsie, I think I called it hematite earlier, but we are searching for magnetite, so we're just to the east of our original thing, well underground here. I sunk a shaft, and where is it? I think I lost it. I had to jump down here, because I was just taking samples, looking around. It might be tough for me to get out of here. I can't remember, but let's not worry about that now, because we just got a very high reading. We're at level 40, 30-ish. Boy, oh boy. I think probably a good idea to just take a bunch of short-range samples. Again, I don't know the extent to which magnetite, like, occurs. Boy, if this was hematite, I would be fairly confident of just, like, stumbling into it. Oh, I set the thing to the wrong. Alright, yeah, let's go for short range, see what this gives us here. Okay, nothing nearby that location, but I'm just going to dig into the wall in a few locations. I guess we can go lower. I mean, we're pretty darn low, but again, I don't know. Oh, you know, one trick I've talked about before, but if we look up magnetite ore, and then we scroll down to the to the actual blocks, yeah, we can see that magnetite does occur in andesite, which is good. That's the stone that we're currently digging through. So it's just good to confirm that, because if you don't see that in the list, that means, oh, there could be magnetite here, but it's probably in a different rock layer, you know, because some ores just don't spawn in certain types of rock. But that's the great thing about Vintage Story. It's very realistic in a lot of ways. So, alright, I'll spare you the boring digging around, but hopefully we can find something before my pickaxe breaks. Oh man, let me tell you what. I've been digging now for the past hour, taking samples everywhere, it feels like. Different levels. I went all the way up to the bauxite layer too, which I did check out the guide here. This magnetite does not occur in bauxite, so it's got to be somewhere down here in the andesite. But oh my gosh, I've just kind of been bouncing around here in the underground, taking a bunch of samples, but my pickaxe is almost broken. And I broke one shovel. The pro pick is almost broken. I might just finish up the pro pick and then return to the surface, but I'm also grabbing some of this saltpeter. Toad Squish Gaming recommended I use some of this on my crop plots too for fertilizers, so I'm going to grab a nice amount of this. But boy, oh boy, I said that there was no danger in these caves, and I was wrong. The real danger in a Homo sapiens run is getting too comfortable and getting lost, because at this point, I don't know where I came into this tunnel from. I was taking samples and I dug my way through to this tunnel, but oh well, it'll just take a little bit of time. I've got some berries. Yeah, that's actually the risk now, is starving down here. That would not be good, but even if it happened, it wouldn't be the end of the world. We've still got a few lives left for sure, more than 10, I think, and we're coming back to this location to search for magnetite again, no doubt about it. So, but let's not let that happen. Let's not get ourselves killed from starvation. In fact, now that I'm talking about it, it's making me nervous. I think I'll take my Propic samples on the way up. But I tell you, something's up with the darkness too. It's like, I don't know, it's more impenetrable than normal, it feels like, which is weird, but it's certainly making things more difficult for me. Oh no, I was wrong. There are enemies down here. There's cave goblins. Look at that. That's the first one I've seen. He dropped his little suit. His health was almost dead. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he fell. Probably what it was, but yeah, I located the exit, so I'm medium depth right now, but I'm trying not to get too far from my tower of dirt. I was about to give up hope, but then I just happened to stumble upon it. That's not the right one. See, it's this darkness that really is the killer here. Tell you what, it's like I can't see more than 10 feet in front of me. This is just, I think what I'm going to do is, starting from the surface, I'm just going to start sinking shafts, because exploring these caves is a little bit too treacherous, legitimately. I don't know if I can get out of here again. Let's see. Here's the bauxite. From here, we can probably just find like a exit to the surface. I swear I found my ladders at some point, but either way, I'll get out of here. I don't think starvation is a factor. Not yet, at least not yet. Oh, there it is. Whew. All right, so we found it. I didn't quite break that pro pick like I wanted to, but at this point, I'm just getting out of here. Yeah, I don't want to mess around underground. Let's see how great it's dark. What time is it? Maybe I will go ahead and try breaking the pro pick. I don't want to go out there with that bear. I know it's just like an hour or two, and then the sun should be up. Yeah, I think I'll just hang around at this layer. Maybe take a few samples, stick real close to the ladders. But, alright, as soon as we get to the surface, we're going to make that journey together. See if we can get home in one piece. Well, I don't know what's worse, that impenetrable darkness or the thick fog, which is now all over the place. Alright, there's my tower, so the bear was kind of in that direction. He could be anywhere, though. Oh my god, he could be right behind me. Alright, let's just move. We're gonna pretend like he's not around. Don't need those torches, those are just making me hungry. Alright. My home is in this direction. Oh my god, what is happening? Just fell. I kind of do still want to get a little bit of wood. I didn't really grab any on the way in. Just that little bit of red cedar. Let's make sure. Okay, we're good. Yeah, let's grab this. So I broke my shovel, one shovel, a pro pick, and a tin bronze. No, it was a bismuth bronze pickaxe, but we do have a replacement at home. But as you can tell, I'm really trying to push that hematite, or I should say iron. We'll just call it iron. Yeah, once we get to that level, I'm going to start really working on making some armor and stuff. That I saw a wolf or something there. But, alright. We've still got a bit of a walk to get to the lake, but once we get to that lake, again, it's going to be pretty much home free for us. Just in the nick of time, too. Boy, oh boy, I tell you, that food, I should have brought more with me. Those spoiled meals, they just don't stretch very far, do they? Oh my gosh, poor little baby is starving to death. Let's get him some food. Let's see, I've got a full inventory, but this guy won't shut up. There we go. All right, very good. Fill his little belly up. Not too bad. So I did go through and kind of sort out inventory, made a couple more chests, did this off screen. So now we can kind of open all these up and I can just drop stuff in real easy. I don't think we got enough wood by any means, so we're going to have to venture out. I think I'm just going to go down to the lakeshore and cut some though, because I want to get back underground and keep searching for magnetite, but we've got to go back down. I'm going to take the saltpeter below. Yeah, it gets a little tedious just mining for an hour straight, especially when you come up with nothing. So let's put that away. And I did take some more of Toad's advice, and I made a few crates here for our stones. So I'll put that away. I actually think my andesite is full, believe it or not. Jesus. I might have to make more just for stone. Oh well, not to worry. Let's drop off that extra little bit of gear. As soon as we get up to iron, that's when I'm going to really buckle down, I think, and start making armor for sure. I've got enough fat and resin that we can probably get the windmill whipped together pretty quickly too, so that'll be helpful. And of course, having some helve hammers is going to make, production of armor so much quicker. So that's going to be something that, yeah, once we get that first strike, depending on how much magnetite there is there, yeah, that's going to be a big momentous occasion. So let's grab this, and I do have a bronze one. Okay, so our tools have been replaced. But, like I said, I'm going to stick above ground. Well, I'm not going to do any mining. We are going to go below ground just to check on these. So, let's pop below and see how these are doing this morning. Alright, here we are. It is a long climb all the way down, I'll tell you that. But it's worth it because it is a nice toasty 59 degrees down here. Definitely seems like it's getting colder, which is weird. But, alright, let's fertilize these. It does show the nutrient requirements on the tooltip too, doesn't it? Yeah, slow release fertilizers on there. There we go. I'll just fill that out. Let's put these down. Okay, and we'll water them. So this is still at growth 1. Wow, it looks like everything's still at 1 except for the carrots and the flax. Nothing is stunted except for the rye, and that's actually because of the heat. So these things are not being negatively affected by the cold at all. It's just they are not growing very fast, but it's probably because of the soil type, to be honest, the crappy nature of it. But, oh, it's disappointing. Nonetheless, I knew this was going to be, it's new. It might have failed altogether. I've never tried something like this, so just have to be patient, and I'm going to have to replace the torches. It's probably the smart thing to do while I'm down here. And, like I said, I have to make this little climb at least once a day. maybe sometimes 2 times, just depending on if we get extra seeds and stuff. But all right, let's go back to the surface, chop down some wood. Well, what do we got here? Just out collecting wood. We're not too far from home. Of course, we discovered this little tree hollow a few episodes back, but it has refilled. We got a carrot seed, an onion, and oh, I think there's still something in there. Okay, I got 2 onion seeds. Come on, we are desperately trying to get an oak seed. Oh, it's a maple. Crimson maple? Oh, I think there's like a pine cone in there too. Hold on. I've got way too much stuff. We'll just plant this pine seed. I do have a bag, or a backpack basket. So place that down. Boom, boom, boom. Looks good. Put that in there too. All right. Okay, let's see. I think that's a pine cone. Yeah. Oh, there's still something else in there. Boy, this one's loaded. I don't think that's a seed, is it? What is that? Maybe it is. Oh, a piece of copper. A poor crystallized chunk of native copper. Tell you can find the most random stuff in these holes. Well, that one was filled. Very nice, very nice. That's why we gotta check them. Oh my god, now here I am looking at the map. Should we come down here and check these two? I think we did recently. I almost got myself killed trying to check that one. And we've definitely checked these recently, so we'll give it a little bit more time. But yeah, definitely have to. Right now I'm just out here with my trusty scythe. My first time ever bringing this thing out of the house. But yeah, just getting some of these resources. And of course, keeping my eyes peeled at all times. You never know what could be up in those hills up there. Well, the sun is setting on another day here in Snowball Earth, and in the morning we gotta go back below ground, replace those torches, check the crops again, get them watered up. But for right now, I'm just trying to put the roof on this little blacksmithing addition. I probably should have done this all in one go, because I've had to remove several roof pieces from the main house, and I don't know how this is gonna look. I don't know if I can even get up here and fix this once I've put this roof on, but, well, you know, as I've tried to tell myself, it's not about the aesthetics in this world, it's just about getting something together and calling it quits and focusing on the more important stuff. So yeah, looks like the roof is done. Let's get inside and look at it here. Actually, I want to take a look at it from the outside. Get this dirt. Oh, as much as I don't want to, I'm going to have to break out some of those bronze ingots we made. Yeah, I'm going to have to replace my axe. I need a new saw. There's a couple other tools, but also I've got a wrench. Let's see. Believe it or not, this copper wrench came out of one of those raccoon hollows that we saw early on. So that's pretty nice, but yeah, very nice find. Alright, I'm going to straighten things out. I think I'll have to go back through and add more of the glacial ice. I just don't have a lot of it. But man, oh man, I tell you, I see some of the little pixels out of the corner of my eye. I am so paranoid in this world. As we should be, I think. But, yeah, it looks alright from the outside. I didn't want to go up that extra level. Maybe I'll come in and take that down. I don't care. Like I said, doesn't really matter. We won't be looking at it too much, but I could also probably add another door in back here just to make it easier to get in and out, but that's just more practical stuff. So let's step inside. Yeah, there's that little shelf up there, so I should probably put some more blocks up there, but you almost don't even notice it. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. That was a placeholder there to get the roof on. And I need to chisel those little corners out of there, but that's not a big priority. Let's see, do we still have a chisel? We do. Alright, we'll grab it. Yeah, I love chiseling. It's one of the things, like, once I... Oh, requires the hammer, yeah. Once I actually started getting into it, really fell in love with it. Opens up the creative side. But again, in this world, we probably won't do much more except some little bits like this, just tiny little additions. But there we go, our blacksmithing addition is done. And like I said, we've got 4 ingots made up. My saw is just about done. Yeah, I'll be able to get a few more boards out of that, but let's see. I should probably stay awake for a couple hours and do it, but we'll still get some sleep. And like I said, in the morning, we've got to go back below, check on those crops. Well, good morning, everybody. It is 10:30, a little bit later than I wanted, but I did stay up doing some blacksmithing. So we've got ourselves a brand new saw, and I made a backup for my knife, and then I made 2 tin bronze spears. I'll probably want to make a couple more of these to have like 4 total, but we could definitely kill a wolf with those. I don't know about a bear. It might take a bit more, but regardless, it's important because, let's see, I have talked about, trying out the bow and arrow. I even whipped up a bunch of arrows just from flint and copper stuff that we've gotten from panning, but man, I tell you, the flax in this world, of course, is so rare. I don't think I want to try it. We can make a really crappy bow with rope. But again, I think we might, I know we're going to be better off with some tin bronze spears. You know, the downside is they take a bit more room in our inventory, which is a big deal considering, you know, we still don't even have leather yet, but we'll get there one day. I promise. But, I'm really anxious to get up to the Iron Age too. I also made some hooks. Let's put these together, although I don't have a proper cellar to put these in yet. They are very helpful for, there we go. So from those 8 hooks, I was able to make 2, and we'll just put them on the roof here. So if this was our cellar, we could then hang sausage. You can just hang like regular pieces of meat and it will dry age it, but it's really best to turn it into sausage, but we don't have that capability yet. Like I said, we don't even have a proper cellar. I know that these copper hooks, you can't have too many of them essentially. So whenever I feel like we've got enough copper, I'll just be pouring some extra as I blacksmith. But eventually we're going to have to dig a pretty extensive cellar. It won't have to be too far from the surface either. It's going to be nice and cold. But speaking of cold, let's get out of this cold. Let's go below. I've got a few seeds. Like I said, we need to check on our little farm first, and then we're going back out into the world, either looking for some more magnetite, or I think I've convinced myself to go check out these tree hollows. It's been a couple of days now, and after seeing the goodies that we got from that other one, man, I really want that oak seed. But like I said, we got some chores, so let's go below. All right, here we are at the bottom. Ooh, looks like the carrots have grown again. Very nice, very nice. Speaking of carrots, let's get these in the ground. Okay, temperature today at this time at noon in the middle of summer is 75 degrees. So, and I mean, if we're quiet, you can hear the lava. I mean, that's why there's basalt here, because I kind of flooded this room with lava at one point by accident. I didn't do it on purpose, but we've almost fully recovered from that. I mean, heck, I've even got a pineapple planted, so we're definitely looking good. Peanuts, it'll be really interesting to see if we can do this during the winter too. I mean, with all the lava and its proximity, I feel like we probably should. Maybe some of the more cold-resistant crops, but, well, we'll just have to wait and find out. No reason to speculate at this point, right? All right, all the seeds have been planted. We've bone mealed everything. We've put some of that saltpeter on it, so this is good for another day. Time to change these, although, to be quite honest, I think that's enough light. Yeah, it's just sometimes there's that weird issue. I think it's when there's fog outside. Like the fog itself somehow influences the darkness. I don't know. That's just a personal theory. If anybody else knows, maybe there's been some devlog updates about it. Maybe it's something they're working on fixing, but it certainly makes underground exploration much more difficult not being able to see. But You know, then again, hey, that's just how it would probably be if you're walking around below ground with a torch in your hand. Well, speak of the fog, it's back out again. I haven't gone below ground, but I decided we gotta go get these tree hollows searched. I think it's relatively clear. Let's go down below into the forest there. I swear to God, I saw one of the pixels from the dirt block breaking and I thought it was a bear. I'm so paranoid. Alright, we're good, we're good. Let's move, keeping the dirt in my hand at all times, ready to tower up. Inventory's pretty empty. I did bring the spears, but I'd feel a lot more comfortable if we had 4 of them. I don't know if 4 strikes to a polar bear with a 10 bronze spear would kill it, but it would definitely reduce it. Now the problem with that though is, of course, our armor's no... I mean, we could probably take 2 hits from a bear before I die. But we'll get that iron armor eventually. And I have confidence one day we'll be able to take on the bears themselves. T-Rexes, I don't know. But it is possible to tame and domesticate and eventually ride T-Rexes. So that could definitely be a goal of the series. Alright, here we go, I think. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, it's got more metal in it. Let me put that away. Okay, I see a pumpkin seed. It's not super helpful. Wow. Okay. And that was it. Yeah, well, it was definitely smart to come out here and check it. Look at that. 10 units of 10. That, I mean, we've got plenty of 10 currently in the run, so it's not that big of a deal, but, I mean, that could make somebody's day right there. Alright, let's see. We're heading this direction. Gotta get my bearings, because I start looking on the mini-map, and some of them are pinned, some of them aren't, but I need to keep my eyes on the game world. We don't know what's out here. Ooh. Crowberries, that's not why we're here. I mean, up to now, including now, I've been just steadily working under the assumption that T-Rexes pretty much just live up in the hills. You know? The bears are definitely down here, but T-Rexes we've only seen up there. But, I mean, ultimately that might be a fatal assumption, right? We'll just have to see. Alright, let's go. I have seen nests. Oh, it's up at the top. That's right. This one's weird. Hold on, we can get to it from right here. Alright, come on, oak seed. Oh, there's some sort of birch seed. Yeah, that's a birch. We've got another plant seed. I think it was another pumpkin seed, and that's it. Now it is empty. Ah, well, darn it. Yeah, not to worry. These are easy to find. Or I should say they're easy to get to. I am tempted to look around here more. This is a fairly dense forest, no doubt about it. There could easily be more. In fact, I'd be shocked if there weren't. So, let's see, it's only 4 p.m. Yeah, the only thing I'm really trying to get out here is sticks. So, I think I'll just spend a little bit of time gathering sticks and cautiously looking for some more of these pine tree hollows. Come here, you. Want to get that experience? Haha, nice. Well, I don't think I've leveled up combat yet, so these enemies from the Fantasy Creatures mod, they're pretty easy. I saw another one up here. Oh, he fell down in the hole. Oh, see you later, buddy. He's going to explore. Yeah, that'd be a good hole for me to explore. It's not too far from home, but unfortunately I did not find any other tree hollows. I did get a little bit more cedar pine, and I found an actual seed for it, so we can start growing it. Maybe I can make a more decorative build than I originally thought. But I'm also... Now, these bushes definitely grew. Well, we'll sprout new growth. I don't think we've got... Yeah, there's no... Oh, that one didn't grow yet. Yeah, there's nothing on them yet, so we gotta wait for them to flower. But these... I'm pretty sure they're not growing. I might be wrong. The birch says 10 days. The pine will probably grow. I thought any tree would work up here, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe we just got to give them more time. Could just be an obscenely long growing time up here, but I'm still planning on trying out some underground tree growth too. See if that will work, because then if we are able to finally get that oak seed, that's probably what I'll do, is grow it underground if it's viable. Obviously, if I can't, if it doesn't work out with like a test pine seed or something, then obviously we won't mess with it. We'll just do it up here. But those larch seeds, they kind of look like oak seeds, don't they? Making me freak out, think I got what we needed. But I definitely got some sticks, which we always need. In fact, I'm just going to whip up a whole fresh stack of ladders. That's not even enough. I mean, I used every ladder I had just about on our little excursion earlier, so that's alright. Now that we've got the snippers here, I could just make a bunch more. Perfect. So we got a ladder plus 2. That's good enough with the few sticks left over. Alright, and I've basically been tossing this stuff now. What is it? The canes? Yeah, I don't really need that. We've got, oh, I picked one up. We've gotten to the point where I don't really use cattails either. Eventually, if we ever get bees, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I do know that bees can occur in pine trees. I've seen that. I don't know if they will in this temperature. We might have to make a nice long journey to the south at some point. You know, I don't think we'll necessarily abandon this area, but maybe after a season or two, once we've got our crops to grow, you know, we've got some food maybe pickled if we find some salt, you know, for a long trip. Yeah, that's worth doing. And then we can return here too, because this area is pretty good. I like it, you know, especially if we get that underground farming going. That's going to be fantastic. And we've already put a lot of effort into this spot, but man, oh man, guys, I tell you what, we're going to have to keep venturing out and explore. If it wasn't for this oak issue, we could just turtle up and never have to leave our little home, especially once we got iron. We could just make iron armor and then go out, but can't do it. We have to continue to force ourselves to get out, explore. But yeah, these really thick forests tend to be mainly larch. The best thing I've noticed is to kind of go around the outside and search for the good pine trees. You can notice that's kind of the case here too. But oh my gosh, maybe we should do that at some point. Whip up a couple more spears, you know, head out and just explore looking for hollows instead of checking hollows. But we've got so much to do, guys, so many plans. Oh my God, so many dangers, but we'll have to save it for the next one. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're a new viewer, and of course, I love hearing from you guys, so leave me some comments, and I will see you all on the next one.